Welcome to this webinar hosted by the South African Council for Business Women. The topic for today's webinar is Bridging the Generation Gap in the Workplace. Your presenter for today is Dimakatso Molantoa. She is a marketer by profession and by passion. She has a BCom degree in Marketing Management from the University of Pretoria and a BPhil from the Institute of Marketing Management. She is currently doing her Masters in Marketing Management with the Institute of Marketing Management and is extremely excited to learn more about marketing and grow in her career. To ask questions and interact during the webinar, please use the chat sidebar to the right of the video or presentation on the screen. There will also be a formal Q&A at the end of the presentation. The webinar recording and presentation will be made available at the end of the webinar. I now hand you over to Dimakatso.
Good day. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be talking about bridging the generational gap in the workplace. We're going to be focusing mainly on three groups. We have the baby boomers, Generation X, as well as millennials. Millennials were born and raised with different circumstances that affected the way that they perform in the workplace. Things like 9/11, the 2008 market crash, as well as different cultures like how they were parented will affect the way that they perform. Where baby boomers are loyal to the company, Generation X is more loyal to their careers and building a sustainable life. But millennials are focused on making an impact in the world and doing work that makes a difference. Although these may seem like subtle differences, this distinction does change the expectations that millennials may have of their jobs, which then affects how they perform in the workplace. Generation X is the generation just before 1984. They are a bit older and more mature. They've been working for many years and they have a lot of experience. Now, what do they expect in the workplace? Firstly, clearly defined goals and expectations. Now, they love rules and they follow them. They are concerned with the customer experience. So when they sell products and services or they deliver, they want to know that they're giving the customer the best possible experience. They want structure and clear rules, like I've previously said, and this helps them to guide themselves through getting quality work out. They want to lead. They want to have a balance between face-to-face, paper, and online correspondence, which is very different from the millennials that we'll look at a bit later. This helps them to get the information that they need from either their employees, their colleagues, or the customers that they work with. They also want collaboration, and this helps them to bring all the different pieces together in order to create that customer experience that they want to give. Now that we've looked at what Generation X wants, let's take a look at the millennial difference. What do millennials need to work effectively in the workplace? They want time with their managers, and this is more on a guidance perspective. Different from what Generation X needs, which is rules and order. They want time with their managers to make sure that their needs are being met and to make sure that their careers are on track. They want purpose. They want to know that they're making a difference either in the workplace as well as in their communities. Work with a difference is one of the reasons why they are retained in an organization. They want fast work projection. They want to be able to grow, earn more, and learn new skills. Now, this also means that they will leave the company if they feel they're not growing fast enough. They're not as loyal to organizations as Generation X is. They want to learn new skills. This could be in an environment where they are moving around in the organization and taking different roles in order to improve their work base. They want a social work environment, which means they want to have fun and lots of fun. This will help to retain them because they will have purpose in their work, but also they'll just like the people that they work with. They want flexibility, which is one of the most important things that they are looking for. Millennials want flexible time, so the normal 9 to 5 may not really work for them. They want flexible roles, so they want to move around in the organization and try out new things to know what the best fit is for their needs. They want flexible locations. So they might not all want to come to the office all the time. They want to be able to work from home or from many other spaces. Because to them, it is not the time they put in that matters, but what they produce that matters. So it doesn't matter to them whether they work from 9 to 5 during the day. They could produce the same amount of work working in the evenings, for example. And that's something they need a workplace to offer for them to be able to produce the best results. Now we have looked at Generation X, and we've also looked at what millennials need. How do we now build this bridge that creates a sustainable work environment for both groups? Well, firstly, how do you recruit the best talent? Millennials are very engaged online, so they are looking for jobs and career opportunities on social media pages or networking sites. This is where LinkedIn comes in. The content that you put on LinkedIn, for example, becomes extremely important because they want to see that your organization will give them the opportunities that they need. You may also want to look at updating your policies to encourage promoting from within. This is something that tells millennials that they can grow their careers in your organization, that they have the potential to see new opportunities in the same organization, and then promote retention of talent. You must be open to flexible working hours. This may be difficult for some because it requires a lot of trust. Don't be concerned. Maybe you can have a probation period first and then release the millennials to work from flexible hours, but set very clear intentions and expectations of what will be required as the end product, because that will encourage them and make it clear on what the expectations are. Ask your employees what they need. If you never ask, you will never know. But then it's very important that once they tell you what they need, in a spirit of trust, you do make the necessary changes to make the work environment better for them. Encourage a transfer of skills within working teams. This can build great team spirit. Your employees will get to know each other, know how the different team dynamics work, but it will also inform millennials that they can increase their skills base and grow within their current roles with the opportunity of going into different roles in the organization. Prioritize work-life balance. Having a quality life is very important to millennials. Although they work very hard, they don't want to have an all work and no play kind of environment. They need to know that the organization cares about their life and their well-being. Share the bigger picture with your employees. Like we said earlier, it's very important for millennials that the organization shows them what impact they are making and how their role and their work in the business makes a difference. So once they know what the full picture is for the organization and what the direction is, then they're able to put more value in the work that they put in for the organization. Lastly, challenge the assumption that the time spent at work translates to the output or the quality of work. Just because a person spends 12 hours at work does not mean that they're giving you quality work. So when you challenge this assumption, you are giving millennials the opportunity to show you that they may be able to give quality work without spending as much time, which then frees up a little more time for them to focus on other aspects of the business, giving you more return. So let's wrap it up by saying that it is within your control. You have all the information and the resources that you need at your fingertips. You have the employees that you can ask and find a way that is customized for your business needs. There's no one size fits all answer for this. You can have the best of both worlds. Generation X has the wealth of knowledge and experience that will enrich the experience of the millennials. So find ways to collaborate the two groups and make them work together. Thank you so much for your time today. It would be great to hear any questions, opinions, or remarks on the subject. And if you'd like to contact me directly, you are more than welcome.
If you have any other questions, we will now give you some time to ask them. Please use the chat sidebar if you have any other questions. Thank you for attending this webinar, and we hope to see you in the next one.